We're going to engage in 4 different stretches to take care of most of the major areas that, when tight, can negatively impact performance. So let's get set up here. We're going to lie supine on the mat. And to begin, we're going to take one end of the stretch out strap, take that loop, and bring it over the foot. Now, from this position here, we're going to do something a little bit unique with our stretch out strap. We're going to bring it around the inside of the leg and then back around the outside. This is going to give us a little bit more leverage as we pull the hip into a stretch, which is where we're going to start here. So as I set up, I'm going to rest my head, and the idea here is going to be to take that knee, that up knee, and try to bring it over towards the opposite shoulder. So you can use some assistance here by bringing your hands through the loops of your stretch out strap and pulling it and driving that knee towards that opposite shoulder. As you do that, obviously the knee's coming back towards your body and over across, and that is what's really going to create length across the glutes and into the piriformis. So this is a wonderful stretch for the hips here. Make sure you're breathing deep as you progress and move towards 30 seconds and even 45 seconds. Try to give a little bit more of a tug on that stretch out strap to stretch those muscles in the hips deeper. Of course, you're going to want to do the other side for this one as well. Okay, for stretch number 2, we're going to set up kneeling like such with some good distance between the bottom knee and the front foot. Now we're going to leave the stretch out strap looped around the foot, but unravel it so that it's kind of just the loop is around the foot here, no wrapping it around the legs this time. Now what we're going to do from this position here is we're going to drive the hips forward. As we do that, we're going to take our stretch out strap and bring it up and around the shoulder here. And right when you do that, you're going to have some wonderful assistance to create length across the front of the hips here into the quadriceps. Now, you can see right when I moved into this stretch here, what happened is my hips tilted pretty dramatically. Now, I'm arching my back here. What we want to do is try to neutralize that. So tilt your pelvis in the opposite direction. Right when you do that, your hips are going to come back, but you're going to feel even more length take place across that quadricep. Then you can bring your hands through the loops of the stretch out strap and try to bring that knee into deeper flexion. But again, before you mess with the knee flexion, really try to get those hips set correctly. As you do this and you're able to maintain that nice neutral pelvis, you can bring that knee into deeper flexion and then push those hips forward slightly as well. Again, this one will be 30 to 45 seconds, and of course you'd want to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, for the third stretch, we're going to set up kind of similar to how we were for the first one, except that now we're in this modified pigeon position. So my front leg, instead of being kneeling, is down with the lower half of the leg angled in towards my body. Now, if you can't sit your hip all the way down onto the floor, you can come up. And if you have a trouble holding that position, you can put a bolster or a yoga block or a foam roller or something underneath the hip to keep you propped up. Just make sure either way your hips are nice and square. From this position, the stretch out strap, I've got the end looped around the foot again. I'm going to bring one hand through one of the loops here towards the middle of the strap. Using my free hand, I'm going to support my body as I pull that back leg into flexion at the knee. Now from this position here, for probably 75% of us, this is going to be enough. You're going to feel the stretch on the front side of the leg where the stretch out strap is, and on the back side of the opposite leg, getting into the glutes. Now, once you've kind of held this position here, you can feel like you can progress a little bit. You can choose whether or not you want to give that stretch out strap a little bit more pressure and bring that knee into deeper flexion, or sit deeper into that hip. Or maybe you want to do both. Either way, these are great ways to progress the stretch. Again here, same thing. You want to hold it for about 30 to 45 seconds and then switch and do the other side. Okay, so for the fourth and final stretch, we're going to get at the deep inner thighs into the groin, the adductors. So for this one, I like to take the stretch out strap and find the center. So find the logo in the middle and then bring each foot through either side of that logo. So both feet, obviously through the strap, one to the left of that logo, one to the right. And then I like to cross it over and bring those feet in towards the body as the bottoms of the feet match. Now from this position, I like to grab those loops, and depending on your level of flexibility, you can determine how close you want to bring those feet in towards your body. Some of us will be further away, some closer. Just make sure that regardless, you're not in a position where you're kind of got this massive level of flexion going on through the thoracic and cervical spine. If you do find that to be the case, get something to put underneath your hips so that you can lift yourself up, sit on a foam roller, sit on a yoga block, something like that to keep your body elevated. So once you're in position here, we're going to take the loops. We're going to pull our body forward while we take our elbows and position them on the knees. We're going to fold forward here as we really use that stretch out strap to give our body assistance, folding over into this deep inner thigh stretch. And man, I feel this one all across the inner thighs into the groin. And this is just a wonderful stretch. I personally have some high levels of tightness right in those inner thighs. This one feels great. So we're going to hold it, breathing here for 30 to 45 seconds again, slowly progressing throughout the duration, and then we will be finished. If you want to learn more about the original stretch out strap or the original stretch out strap XL, if you're someone with longer extremities, just go to optp.com. These are phenomenal tools for all sorts of exercises and stretches. Also, if you want more content, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Every day we're posting content ourselves or by some of our wonderful customers that highlight different ways of using all of our innovative products. Thanks again.